This Transporters 96 here is my video where I'm just going to be talking about the Harley Quinn and Joker figures from Suicide Squad in their type of, kind of 6-inch figures. And basically all the companies that are going to make a 6-inch figure representation of those two characters. Just kind of talk about the differences between all of them, which one which one do I plan to get, and just the benefits and the negatives to each of those companies' 6-inch figures. Because with Joker and Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, the movie, there are 4 different versions of those characters in 6-inch form. So it is kind of unique that we get so many different versions of one character in the same scale. Usually we get different scales. These will have slight variations on how tall each of them is, but they're all basically in a 6-inch scale for the most part. So I did just feel like it was worth talking about it, considering just recently we saw the Figuarts version of Joker and Harley Quinn, and then even more recent than that, we saw the Mafex version of Harley Quinn. So since we've seen most of the versions, I figure I'd talk about them all. So as you can see, we do have Joker here. Starting from the left to right, we have Mattel, SH Figuarts, Mafex, and DC Collectibles. So as you can see, we're going to get 4 different 6-inch Jokers. The only figure that's not confirmed out of all these Harley Quinns and Jokers is the DC Collectibles Joker. That's the only one that's not confirmed. So far they've only shown and confirmed 2 figures from Suicide Squad, being Harley Quinn and El Diablo. But trust me, if they're going to do El Diablo, they're definitely doing the Joker. There's no question there. It's just that they don't come out for quite a while, so we probably won't see the full assortment from DC Collectibles until closer to the movie. So I think it's a done deal, so I would 100% say we're going to get a DC Collectibles movie Joker. Alright, and just to show you really quick, here's the assortment of the Harley Quinns. I'll come back to her, though. Starting off just talking about the Joker figures. From these 4 companies, the cheapest is definitely going to be Mattel, which is all the way to the left. Mattel makes just the average figures that will be on normal retail that you can find at any store. The DC Collectibles will be exclusive to mainly toy stores and online retailers, and then SH Figuarts and Mafex will mostly be exclusive to online retailers. They're both kind of imported figures, but Mattel is going to be available anywhere. It definitely has the weakest sculpt out of the 3 that we've seen so far. They're not really known for their great sculpts or even articulation. Articulation is decent, but it's certainly not great or anything like that. And yeah, so the Mattel ones are definitely the ones that are going to be the lowest quality. However, they are the cheapest. Mattel is going to cost about $20 as compared to SH Figuarts. So Mattel will be about 20. DC Collectibles is going to be 40. SH Figuarts and Mafex will be about 50 for both of those. So the middle 2 are the most expensive. But the DC Collectibles one is pretty close behind them. So yeah, so overall, I don't think I'm gonna get the Mattel Joker. I don't think I'm gonna get many of the Mattel figures. The Harley Quinn is the only one that I'll probably get. Killer Croc actually looks pretty decent from them, so I might get him, but the others I won't get most likely, unless they come with a Build-A-Figure that's like amazing or something. So if there's a really fantastic Build-A-Figure in that series, then I'll get them, but assuming that there isn't, I'll probably restrict myself to about 1 or 2 of the Mattel figures from Suicide Squad. Going over to SH Figuarts, as you can see, SH Figuarts has gone with a different costume as compared to the Mattel and Mafex. They've gone with his silver jacket, the really dark purple or reddish purple undershirt, and then the black pants and dress shoes. This is an interesting look for Joker. It's not super Jokerish. Of course, it is definitely very different from most of the Jokers that we've seen. And just the general look of Joker, basically. Head sculpt is alright. It doesn't look great. I think it is a bit lacking. I think that the guns are a bit too pink, considering the Mafex one's gun is a lot better looking than the Figuarts one. And then the costume itself is just not the coolest choice for Joker. Now, if they're going to do multiple different versions of Joker with different costumes, then that's awesome. But without it just, they didn't go with the best choice. So, in my opinion, the SH Figuarts one is going to be well articulated and it's going to be a nice figure, but the actual, the design choices that they went with costume-wise aren't good, as well as I'm not a big fan of the head sculpt. It's alright, but not great. Mafex, so far, I think is doing the best Joker. I think they've gone with a really nice style of clothes for him, with with the Arkham sweatpants, the no shirt, and then the purple crocodile skin jacket. I think that's quite nice. I think that, you know, who knows how long we'll see him in that costume in the movie, but I think it's the most visually interesting, and the one that harkens back the most to Joker. You know, that's the costume that you look at, and it's quite Jokerish, or at least somewhat Jokerish. And I think the tattoos look nice. I think we're going to get 2 head sculpts with Mafex, and both of them look quite good. I don't think either of them are like perfect or Hot Toys quality, certainly, but I think that they're both quite decent. And the articulation on Mafex and Figuarts should be pretty close to equal with each other. And then the DC Collectibles one, of course, we haven't seen yet. However, their sculpting is good. It's just it's not as good as SH Figuarts and Mafex for the most part. So out of the Jokers, I think that I'm going to be going with the Mafex one, and possibly I'll be getting the DC Collectibles one as well. Maybe the Figuarts one as well. But I think that I'll only stick with 1 or 2 Jokers at the most. So. Yeah, so that's my decisions on Joker. Now moving over to Harley Quinn. Alright, now to talk about Harley Quinn. I am more interested in Harley Quinn from this movie. I think, you know, of course we've seen Joker on the big screen a few times before. First appearance of Harley Quinn, I'm a big Harley Quinn fan as well, and so far from what I've seen, I'm really liking everything that they're doing with her. So I'm much more excited for Harley Quinn, which means I'm going to probably get the majority of these figures. But let's go over them. The first one is Mattel, which we haven't seen yet. This was something that at New York Toy Fair, Mattel showed their line of Suicide Squad figures, and they showed just about everybody. They showed like 6 figures, which is their average, you know, series number. So I figured that they weren't going to do Harley Quinn. However, on Big Bad Toy Store's website, they do have a listing. They have her on pre-order, but without a picture. So I mean, it's basically confirmed that they are doing Harley Quinn. When we're going to see it, I'm not quite sure. How's it going to look? It's definitely not going to look as good as the other 3. It'll definitely be the poorest of the bunch. Probably have not a great head sculpt, but it might be an interesting looking figure. And I'll probably get it just because it'll be the first one to be released. The rest of these will all come out after the Mattel one comes out, and most likely they'll come out well after, like months and months after the Mattel one. So I think that I'll get it just to kind of hold me over, even though it's definitely going to be the weakest of the bunch. Moving over to Figuarts, I did make a video talking about this one. Looks fantastic. I think the head sculpt is spot on. It really is quite amazing. I'm very surprised. It's a much higher quality than a normal 6-inch figure head sculpt should be. So I don't know if they just got lucky on this one or what they did, but the head sculpt is beautiful. I think it's fantastic. The figure itself looks really nice. The legs are pretty pale, and pretty pale compared to the other 2, as you can see there, which it looks a little strange comparing to the other 2, but on its own it looks alright. So we'll have to be, I'll definitely be interested to see how it'll look in person, and to see if it bothers me. Originally it didn't bother me, but when you do put it up against these 2, there is a big difference. So we'll have to see how that'll turn out when we get it in person, and articulation should be pretty great because it is Figuarts. The Mafex one is the most recent one shown. Looking quite nice. The head sculpt is decent. I think that without seeing the Figuarts one, I think the head sculpt was pretty nice. But you know, obviously seeing the Figuarts one, the head sculpt definitely is not even close to that one. So it is a bit disappointing. But I think that it's all right. And she does come with 2 head sculpts, one smiling, happy like that, and then one more serious, which I do like the variety there. The costume looks really good. I think that they did the jacket. The jacket looks very realistic. It looks actually better than the Figuarts one, which I do like a lot. Her hips, just her waist there looks way wide. It looks very thin, but extremely wide, which I think looks a little odd. It's not a big issue, but it is something that I did definitely notice. And the knee joint looks a lot better on the Figuarts one as compared to the Mafex, but I believe that the Mafex one should have better articulation, because the Figuarts has a hinge swivel on the elbows and knees, but the Mafex one has double hinges on the knees and elbows. So the articulation on the Mafex one is probably going to be slightly better than Figuarts. However, Figuarts is still very good on articulation. And then also the ponytails. The Figuarts one looks so much better. It looks more natural. It looks just a lot cooler. The Mafex ones, that look extremely small, so I'm not quite interested in those. However, I do like the fact that she does come with the hammer. It's the first Harley Quinn figure that we've seen that's coming with the hammer, which is nice. Who knows if she'll use it much in the movie, but we do see her in the trailer with it. And then lastly, we had the DC Collectibles one, which actually the sculpting looks quite nice. The head sculpt is alright. It's not very interesting because she's got a very blank look, but the sculpt itself is okay. It's certainly not as good as the other two. It's probably, you know, pretty close on par with Mafex, but of course Figuarts blows it out of the water. She has that kind of strange ponytail look just like the Mafex one. I do prefer the Figuarts one to both of those on the head sculpt on all accounts. However, it still looks decent. DC Collectibles is the only one that's doing her without the jacket, which I do like a lot. You know, I would like, you know, some of them have jacket, but I am happy that we do have at least one representation of her without the jacket. The fishnet stocking like leggings, they do look a lot more pronounced on the DC Collectibles one, which I do think looks nice. However, I am quite disappointed to see that there's no knee articulation. Now that just might be the prototype shot, and they might actually include a knee joint, because this figure has quite a while before it comes out. So this could be just a prototype shot. I'm hoping that she does have knee articulation, but if she doesn't, that would be extremely disappointing. But the figure itself looks quite nice. However, when you compare it to the other two, it's going to be much less articulated, and the sculpting work is on par in some areas, but in some other areas the other two are better. So with these, I'm 100% getting the Figuarts one. I do plan to get the DC Collectibles one, and I'll plan to get the Mattel one, and at the moment I do plan to get the Mafex one. The only reason that I wouldn't get the Mafex one is if the Figuarts one comes out first and I just think that it's fantastic and I just have no reason to get the other one, then I won't. But at the moment I do plan to get them all, and you know, at the moment. So we'll have to see, though. Maybe my opinions will change when I see the movie, or when I just get that Figuarts one, it might just be so perfect that I feel no need to get the others. We'll see, though. But I am looking very forward to these figures, and I'll definitely be interested to see the Mattel one. However, I don't have high hopes of it being that good. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the 4 different style of figures in the 6-inch scale from Mattel, SH Figuarts, Mafex, and DC Collectibles for the characters of the Suicide Squad movie, Harley Quinn, as well as the Joker. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think is the you know, best figure of both of these characters, and let me know what you guys think of you know, which company is the best to buy from. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching, and I hope this video was been informative if you are a little confused by the different scales and the different companies making the same scale of certain characters. So there you go, that's my review, and thanks so much for watching.